How are we doing, folks? Coach Glenn here. Today we're going to talk about why starving yourself and exercising more doesn't work, especially long term. Now, maybe you can get away with it if, say, for instance, if you have a flight booked a week from today and you want to look better in your bathing suit on your beach holiday. Sure, starving yourself for a week, you're fine. Your body will adapt again once you start eating food, and yeah, you might feel a little bit better. Most of the weight you're going to lose is mostly water, maybe a little bit of muscle mass, but you can probably get away with it short term. However, if you think that you're going to do that for weeks and months, to be honest, folks, you're setting yourself up for failure, because low calorie diets slow down the metabolism, which is the opposite of what you want, and it puts your body into conservation mode, meaning that the little bit of food you're eating, it gets converted and stored as fat, because your body thinks, oh my gosh, when am I going to eat again? And the little bit of food you're giving it, even if it's super healthy, a little bit of veggies, lean protein, healthy fat, it'll still get converted to fat, because your body is now thinking, I don't know when I'm going to eat again. I need that for a rainy day. And so that's a double whammy when you go super low calorie or you try and starve yourself. Let me give you an example. I know many years ago, the hit TV show, The Biggest Loser, a lot of the contestants, when they went back home and they got back to their regular lives and routines, a lot of them, I don't know about the exact number, but I know a high percentage of them went back home and put on almost all of the weight and then more. Because during the time they were on the show, whether it was 10, 12, 15 weeks, whatever, they were being restricted to about 800 calories a day, and they were expected to exercise 6 to 8 hours a day. Now, for the purposes of a TV show or for a short-term period like that, maybe you can get away with it, but it's totally not good for your health. There's many things that it throws off a ton of hormones in your body. Your hormones are out of whack. Your brain gets messed up because you can't think clearly. You're always hungry. You're always hangry. You've got no energy to do anything. So exercise starts to become a chore, and you dread it, and then you hate it. And so you cannot out-exercise your way to losing fat, especially when you're starving yourself. So don't try and do it. Another negative side effect of starving yourself is you end up losing critical muscle mass, which makes you ultimately weaker. So it's counterproductive to what you're trying to achieve. If your goal is, you know what, I would like to lose 30 pounds this year, I want to get in really good shape. Well, if you're starving yourself, but you're still exercising every day, eventually those workouts are going to become extremely hard. They're going to be even more challenging. And you're going to look back and go, okay, a month ago I did this workout and it wasn't that bad. Today it was brutal. I could hardly finish it, or I couldn't use the same amount of weights. Well, when you lose muscle mass and you get weaker, that's typically what happens, because you're starving yourself. So here's the answer. There's a simple solution that I'll share with you that works. It's proven by science. Your body is extremely intelligent. And so if you cut your calories by more than 10% approximately, your body will reset your metabolism. Your body will use the homeostasis, and it'll go back to what it's comfortable with, because your body doesn't like being uncomfortable, especially at extremes. And so if you're used to eating 2,000 calories a day, let's just say for simple math, then you would want to cut your calories by a maximum 200 a day. So as an example, say you've got a medium-sized potato that might be 50 grams of carbohydrates, or a small potato might be 50 grams of carbohydrates. Well, 1 gram of carbs is equivalent to 4 calories. So a 50-gram potato is about 200 calories. So even if you eliminated eating 1 starch a day, or a couple pieces of bread a day, or having that second serving of rice, even just eliminating that could be 100, 150 to 200 calories a day, and there you're within that 10% range. And you're still going to maintain your exercise goals because you have energy to complete them. So say, for instance, if you're working out 6 days a week, 30 minutes each time, and say you're burning, let's just say for argument's sake, say you're burning 500 calories during that workout, and then you're eating 200 calories less a day, that total 700 calories. And I know that this equation isn't perfect science, but it's close. 1 pound is equivalent to 3,500 calories. So say we'll just use the example I gave you of during your workout, you're burning 500 calories, you're eating 200 calories less, that's a total of 700. Do that 5 days a week, there's your 3,500 calories, or your approximately 1 pound that you're gonna lose. Most of that will be of fat, obviously, if you're doing things properly. If you're eating enough protein, you'll maintain your muscle mass. If you're strength training, you'll actually increase your muscle mass, which makes it even easier to burn fat. So that's the approach I would take. Do not starve yourself. Also, too, you want to mix up your workouts. You don't want to be doing crushing workouts every single day, especially if they're strictly chronic cardio, or all you're doing is spin bike every single day. You want to add resistance training or lifting weights into your routine at a minimum of twice a week, because that's what's going to help you more than the chronic cardio where you sweat a boatload and you're completely exhausted. You have so much lactic acid you can barely move. You're all lightheaded and you think, oh, wow, I have such endorphins from my workout. But those workouts are not going to help you build muscle long term. They're not going to help you burn fat long term. So you've got to mix in some strength training. And you also have to make sure you're in that safe aerobic heart safe zone, which is 180 minus your age. And then if you mix in 1 or 2 hard workouts a week of cardio, or a hard CrossFit workout, or say if you're really advanced and you're doing some German volume training, which is absolutely ridiculously hard. And if you're interested, I'm sure you can research it. But doing anything like that requires you to burn a ton of calories, which is great. But on the same side, if you're starving yourself, you're not going to be able to maintain those workouts for long. So that to summarize, folks, starving yourself does not work long term, and you cannot out exercise burning a ton of fat for long term either. So what I would recommend is be consistent with your workouts. Mix in your strength training, do some heart safe cardio, which is 180 minus your age for your heart rate zone, your aerobic zone, and then only restrict your calories to a maximum of up to 200 a day, or 10% if you're eating about a 2,000 a day caloric intake. So I hope that helps. My goal each week is to show up, give you content, give you value that's going to help you on your health journey, but also keep you safe and keep you moving forward, because we don't want to have setbacks. And I guarantee if you start starving yourself or you restrict your calories too much, you're going to be taking so many steps backwards that you're going to end up throwing in the towel, and it'll be another year where you haven't met your health goals. And we don't want that to happen. We want this to be the year that you finally have some huge wins and you're super happy with what you've done. So that's it. I'll talk to you again next week. But before I go, I will say, if you found this information useful, but you're not sure where to get started, book a 30-minute call with me. Click on the link below, and we will spend 30 minutes talking about your health, where your health is currently at. We'll go through the 5 categories that I consider to be extremely important for health: nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, and lifestyle habits. We will see where you are as related to those categories, and then we will develop a plan for you to help you move forward. So I hope that helps, folks. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Coach Glenn out, and have a great week.